Good afternoon, everybody. It is requested that only assistant commissioners and deputy commissioners should join through this through this link. I request again, only the ACs and DCs from the ROs and REITs should join through this link. The schools, all the teachers and principals are requested to join through the YouTube link shared by the regional officers. इस link से कृपया असिस्टेंट कमिश्नर्स एंड डेप्यूटी कमिश्नर्स ज्वाइन करें. बाकी सारे स्कूल्स के लिए और टीचर्स के लिए यूट्यूब का लिंक दिया गया है जो आपके आरओ अभी आपके साथ शेयर करेंगे. थैंक यू. इसमें एडमिट आ रहा है, डिनाई का नहीं आ रहा है.
कोई ऐसा
A very good afternoon to all of you. Training is strength of Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. And this launch of training and development week is just reiteration of that. This is a kind of recognition and celebration of the work which we have been doing since long. And with this, I extend a warm and hearty welcome to Ms. Prachi Pandey, IA and AS Joint Secretary, DOSL, MOE, Vice Chairperson, and Commissioner, Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. Welcome, ma'am. You are a constant inspiration for all of us, and your gracious presence today will actually enrich this session. Thank you for joining, ma'am.
Thank you.
I also extend a heartfelt welcome to the esteemed leadership of KVS, Mr. Deepesh Gohelot, ADC Admin, a dynamic and visionary leader. We have with us Ms. Chandana Mandal, ADC Academics, Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan, the driving force behind all academic and training initiatives at Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. We are also delighted to welcome Mr. S.N. Gulia, Joint Commissioner Finance, Mr. Somit Srivastava, Joint Commissioner Personnel, Mr. D. Manivanan, JC Acad, and Mr. Nagesh Goyal, JC Training. Nagendra Goyal. So actually, sir had recently joined, and we believe that soon we'll get a new momentum in training division of Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. Welcome, sir. A warm welcome also to our respective DCs at KVS headquarters, Assistant Commissioners at KVS headquarters, and I'm also sending greeting to all the Deputy Commissioners of 25 regions and Assistant Commissioners, along with 5 ZEET directors. You all play pivotal role in field for giving momentum to capacity building programs. And finally, the most special welcome goes to our teachers, thousands of teachers across the KVS who are standstone and pillars of this organization. We all are looking up to them for bringing transformation in the field. A very warm welcome to each one of you. And now to start with this celebration, I invite Mr. Nagendra Goyal, JC Training, to throw some light upon the need and idea of this celebration of Training and Development Week. So,
thank you, Rituji. I will be carrying forward my talk through a presentation. Most respected Joint Commissioner, Joint Secretary and Commissioner KVS, Madam Prachi Pandeji, respected Additional Commissioner Administration, Gehlot Sir, respected Additional Commissioner Academics, Chanda Mandal Madam, all other Joint Commissioners, Deputy Commissioners from the region, and all those Assistant Commissioners, those who are looking after the training department at regional office. Very good afternoon to every one of you. I'm happy that I'm given this opportunity to talk to all of you on this occasion of Training and Development Week and its inaugural session. Friends, training and development, this has been the backbone to, you can take the next slide, backbone to the successful organizations. And there is no successful organization who is not giving desired importance to training and its development of its people, especially when human resource is your main resource. As for example, Kendriya Vidyalaya Center, we are having more than 50,000 teachers, and our main resource is the human resource only. Friends, the requirement of the training in this fast moving and fast changing world can be felt more than ever it was. If I go to the historical perspective, we can see that the classrooms of yesterday, when a teacher reaches to the classroom and when he himself was there in the school, there is a gap of 20 years. And after 20 years, when this teacher is reaching to the classroom, he is teaching in the same way as he was taught 20 years back. So he teaches as he was taught. And definitely then there will be a gap of the requirement. There will be a gap. The requirement today, the requirement of the students today, the child today, the society today has changed in those 20 years. So there is a bigger need. Earlier, maybe changes were not taking so fast. And we were blessed that classroom scenarios were not changing so fast. People used to say that classroom changes after 50 years. Even after, as the father was being taught and the child is also being taught in the same manner. Whereas the technology is changing very fast. But now the scenario has changed because of this technological interventions. Classroom scenarios are also changing. Our education policies are also oriented towards these change. And it is not surprising that we are getting education policies at the gap of 20 or 25 years. But all education policies are falling according to some findings in the field of education. I remember 1986 education policy. It was coinciding with a very interesting finding of theory of multiple intelligence. As you know, in 1983, Gardner discovered that. This national education, then came NCF when we talked about joyful learning and other things. And now this national education policy, if you see, this is also coinciding with a very interesting research where Balvatika has been made the part of the formal education. Earlier, it was not. It was learned that these 3 important years, when child starts from age 3 to age 6, the cognitive ability of the child are highest at the highest rate. This is increasing. Yani between these 3 years, the cognitive development is taking place at the fastest rate ever for a life cycle of a person. And this was not being tapped by a formal education. Earlier, it was left to informal or non-formal kind of system. But now it has been brought to this. We know AI has made a reach to almost every part of the life. In industry and other things, it has its implementation for long. But in education also, AI, IoT, and machine learning are taking its place, quantum computing. Skill development and vocational development, the need was felt. So we are getting this national education policy according to this. So friends, I want to say out of this, that education is being planned and designed according to the need of the society, need of the child. And accordingly, our training should also take place. Next slide. Through this training and development weeks, what activities we will be doing? This is has been circulated to you also, what activities we will be doing at the school level and then regional level, at the level of the zonal training institutes, and then at the national level. The school level, we are going to conduct workshop, peer discussion, art integration lesson, and FLN integrated lessons would be presented by the teachers. And there will be some selected lesson plans which will be reaching to the regional level. And regional level, through online or offline competition, they will be selecting some lesson plans. And those lesson plans would then be shared with their respective JEETs. And again, JEET will be selecting them, and at the national level, the zonal winners will be reaching to KBS headquarters, KBS national level, and then that presentation will be taken to the NCRT, where we will be selecting the final best practices. Next slide, please. Zonal institutes of educational trainings, they have to play their important role in this. And their day-wise plan for this 6 days training and development program is being shared with all of you through this slide, where day-wise activity has been given. So I will not be taking much time on this. You can go with this slide. We will be doing the activities like technological driven lessons, day 1 and 2 you will be taking. Then presentation of the FLN on the 3rd day. Then 4th day inclusive education. Day 5 sharing and showcasing the best practices from the different regions. And then publication, जब आप publication करेंगे newsletters वगैरह का, then these programs will be documented. And day 6, you will be inviting some eminent educationists and other teachers, trainers, etc., and finding out the way forward for your zonal institute of educational training. Next. Next. There was a way forward also. This is you have changed the title.
Yes,
Okay. Well, as far as the way forward is concerned, as I have said earlier, that our training needs should keep care of what is going all around in the field of the education, how technology is actually going to change the scenario in the classroom. We are fortunate that Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan has taken a lead, and now we are having 100% saturation of our classrooms where IFP panels have been placed. Now, our main focus on training should be that how our teachers are going to use this technology, and this technology is going to benefit the classroom experience of the child. So this is one area where our training will be focused this year and in the coming future. So emerging technology can help the teacher only when it is having all component of the technologies. Nowadays, people are using AI-based lesson plan making. We can train our teachers on that, where AI itself can. The point is this, that when technology can do something, teachers should not waste our time on that. So if AI can help you to make a lesson plan, then that kind of the facility, maybe AI software or some applications may be provided in the schools. AR and VR technology ke through training hum kar sakte hain, and then that can go to the children, that cutting edge technology of virtual reality and augmented reality. That is also should be the part of the training programs. Our training programs should also, because now we are having the smart classrooms in every classroom, these classrooms will be beneficial if we place some software and application on these boards. Otherwise, these boards will remain just like as a board. So there should be a plan. We are going to plan for learning management system for these classrooms, so that the complete life cycle of the learning and teaching can be captured, and it can help the teacher to not to reinvent the lesson plan again and again and every time and every year. Rather, whatever he is doing in the first year, he can just modify through that LMS. And there are many other components of the LMS. Maybe training can also be the part of that. So this is one thing which we should do in the coming future, that a good quality learning management system and the tools of AI, training of the teachers on AI. AI and virtual reality are doing wonderfully well already in the industry. Another thing, industry people are using virtual reality component of the training and AI-based training. They are using even blockchain and quantum computing in training because of their complex processes. Teaching processes may not be that complex, but I believe that all these kind of cutting-edge technologies will be taking some. They will be taking root here in education also. And days are there when our teachers will also, and our children will find these cutting edge technologies in their day-to-day classroom transactions. We have to realize that every child is learning on its own pace. So we have to give more focus on personalized learning. We have to give some interesting input for the students, like gamification, project-based learning. Our teachers should be well versed on those technologies and how to use these new age lesson plan making in their classrooms. In the end, but not the least, sustainable education has been our goal. So our teachers should also be trained on community work, uh, content transaction and curriculum transaction. Generally, teachers get bogged down with this idea that this is only the job of a teacher. It, they have transact the curriculum and the content, but teacher job actually it goes beyond that, and lot of community work is to be done. Environment sensitization is to be done. We are also planning that every teacher should not waste much of the time in offline training and should be busy with the training always. We can prepare some micro learning lessons for the teachers. So teacher, whenever he finds free, he can go through the concept of the topic. He can take those micro learning lessons. So our zonal training institutes can prepare some micro learning lessons on different topics. Multidisciplinary approach, gamification, critical and creative thinking, all these kind of pedagogical approach has to be taken in the trainings also. And then every region has to have some kind of training champions, master trainers, those who can help the teacher in the region in their school as such. So training should be the continuous and continual process. Even technology can help us to assess the performance of a teacher in the classroom through proctored classrooms. Maybe we can add this also the part of the training and the feedback mechanism, where these smart classroom can be used to proctor the few classroom of a teacher, and later on some feedback can be given from the principal or the other academic leaders. So these kind of technological driven and cutting edge technology would be the say for the next year and this coming time for Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. Thank you so much. I finished my presentation with this. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir, for the introduction of Training and Development Week. And now it's time to get an overview of entire training division and its program in Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. And who can tell it better than our own ADC, ACAD? Because when it comes to training, she has just become synonymous with training division. So I respectfully now call upon Ms. Chandana Mandal, ADC ACAD, for her keynote address.
Good afternoon, everybody. Respected Joint Secretary, Ma'am Prachi Pandey, Department of School Education and Literacy, Ministry of Education. Ma'am is also Commissioner KVS holding the charge, and also Vice Chairperson KVS. Ma'am, it's so kind of you to give us this time. I know how busy schedule you have, but still you have decided to join this launch. Thank you so much. On behalf of the entire KVS, thanks a lot. Thank you so much, ma'am. It gives me really an immense pleasure that finally we are having this training and development week being observed. We had planned it last year as well, but that couldn't materialize. But this year, and that too with ma'am's presence, finally we are on this launch of T&D week. Ma'am, this is not only an occasion that we celebrate our achievements, but also a reaffirmation of our commitment that empowering the teachers, capacity building of the teachers is first and foremost for attaining any quality in education. And as per the SDG goal number 4, quality education is one of the goals. And from there arises the capacity building of teachers. And if we say that quality of education, then one single decisive factor in quality education is the quality of the teacher. So we really have to, the capacity building of the teacher should be very dynamic and evolving as per the need in the classrooms. And until recently, ma'am, we had the 21-day in-service course program for every 6 years. So this 21 day translated into 126 hours in a cycle of 6 years. So that at that point of time, it had its relevance, and it was taking care of the requirement as of the organization. But then with the when the NEP 2020 came, it advocated 50 hours of CPD for the teachers every year. So that was adopted by KVS as well. And this change was brought in. And this transition from 21 day every 6 year to 50 hours every year has not only been keeping up with the requirements of the changing educational scenario. Now, one important thing, so that on, and as far as number of hours in every 6 years as compared to previous format is concerned, it translates to 300 hours every 6 years. So it ensures it is almost double the previous, what we had previous. And not only that, it ensures that there is a continuum. Every year every teacher has to undergo this, and teacher is updated on the various aspects which are required as per NEP 2020. And it has also widened the opportunities, ensured relevance, and also nurtured a culture of lifelong learning. And in this 50 hours, the teacher can complete the 50 hours through offline mode, through online mode, and then there are various activities. Learning sessions are also included in this. We have issued a guideline that what all can be are covered in this 50 hours of CPD. And also there is a portal, through Samagar portal. The digital technology has been leveraged also for tracking of these 50 hours of CPD. And through the Samagam portal of KVS, the teacher uploads the number of hours he or she has completed, and the portal generates a certificate at the completion of 50 hours. And so this not only the systemizes the things, the number of the teacher training as far as teacher training is concerned, but also the teacher themselves, they become the owners. That is, they have the ownership as far as their continuous. They also keep track. They themselves keep track. So the ownership also lies with the teachers. And also, so apart from changing the format of the capacity building programs of the teachers, KVS also invested heavily on collaborating with the knowledge partners. And these partnerships have enriched our training programs because of their expertise from the diverse fields. So for the, I've listed out some of them. Like the atomic energy, the department, through their institutes like HBCSE, ICERS, NICERS, located in various parts of the country. The teachers are being trained through a program called Vigyan Pratibha, and that is taking care of the STEM education as envisaged in NEP 2020. And with NCERT, we are associated in a big way for orientation of new textbooks, Jadui Pitara, and also for mental health and well-being support. Then we have also collaborated with Sri Aurobindo Society for training of teachers on competency-based learning, competency-based assessment, and also on project inclusion. Then with Jodo Gyan Education Foundation, we are getting our teachers trained on foundational numeracy. And with the Azim Premji University, we have associated with them for training of teachers on foundational literacy and also competency-based test item certification. They are also doing a certification program for our teachers. With ISTM and IIPA, we are grooming our leaders in administration and management. With IIT Gandhinagar and IIT Delhi, we are getting our teachers trained for robotics and AI tools. And with HIPA Haryana, which is Haryana Institute of Administration. We are focusing on training of the trainers. So these are only few of the listed. There are many more. And so in this TND week, this is a reflection of this journey. And over the coming days, the teachers will get an opportunity to showcase their best practices. So actually, this would be that how training is translating into classrooms. So through this observation of this week, teachers will get an opportunity we will be able to give voice to the teachers. They will be able to showcase their work. So this will be at different levels, the school level, regional level, zonal level. And we have aligned this present showcasing of the teachers' best practices with the Samriddhi program of NCERT, part of Kala Utsav. So where finally the zonal level winners will go and participate in that Samriddhi program. And also, I would be remiss if I don't mention that KVS capacity building program and KVS training division is not only catering to the needs of the KVS teachers, but it has also recently, like in ZEET Mumbai, they have recently trained teachers also from atomic energy schools. And RO Guwahati, similarly, regional office Guwahati has been approached by Assam government for training of its principals under PM Shri scheme. So we are really glad to be doing that as well. And that is the way forward for KVS. One of the way forward would be that we also cater to the training needs of other school systems. We have the competency and we have the wherewithal. Training division is also engaged in developing resources for the teachers. These IITs, they develop the resources for teachers, like the students of the phonic-based teaching. So worksheet, which is a compendium of worksheet through how to introduce phonic-based teaching in the classroom. So I firmly believe that through these reforms, KVS is not only the teaching and strengthening its own teaching community, but also setting a national model for teacher professional development. So our vision is to ensure that every teacher feels empowered, and through the empowered teacher, we have the classrooms which become the joyful space for learning, and every child receives the holistic learning, holistic education that the child deserves. So, we utilize this week to celebrate our progress and to recommit ourselves to the journey ahead. And all this, on this occasion, I will extend my gratitude to all the teachers, principals, then the training coordinators, the resource persons, the training institute, and other ROs also, who have always come forward through their collaboration and the teamwork. We have been able to achieve the aims that we have achieved. So once again, I extend thanks to all the entire team. And also, once again, I would like to thank ma'am for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for such a deep insight of training initiatives in KVS. As Madam has just mentioned, KVS follows two-pronged approach for managing its vast training system. First is our in-house capacity building programs, and then second is we collaborate with potential knowledge partners. So let's have a look and a snippet of it. Can you please?
आज आपसे सीधे लाइट का नगर से बात कर रही हूँ। You've been working with me for a very long time. What they would really like to do is to continue that engagement, even when we aren't doing it with training. of this, we've created a game with basics like the SCF and the NEP of the speak about how games are required, but they don't also offer that of their idea adoption. So they support material we're trying to together, and the NCF have asked us to let us repository of the repository of an art of games that we can link to the curriculum. And I'm going to show you a website about games. Kamila Ajka wants to speak about games with mathematics. So let me run you through what you will find on the webpage. So these games are the mathematics, their strategy, their science, and their curriculum. What I intend to speak more about today against the mathematics. So getting a connection of the more than 20 of them are mathematics. So why making this useful in the classroom? We made it very simple to let kids to make download boards and play with your course. All the manuals and shared experiences. And we've also put together so this in the webpage you'll find a way to play the games online with the talk. There is also a tiny little 10 minutes video of playing the game. There are manuals, boards. There's also, because you know that language is a continuous separate like to have where the manuals in English, we are playing it. But there's also an annotation video which is language agnostic because as few and responsible on the animation. We've also started putting together curriculum material with questions for the class. Great mathematics certificate. And we spoke really hopeful it's with types of utility and definitely you and your children have fun with it, etc. Know how it goes.
Welcome to a story of transformation and hope, woven by Orthodox societies from Panta in collaboration with Kendra Vidyalaya Sangathan. Together, we are working to make education competency-based in line with the vision of National Education Policy 2020. At Panta, we know that every thriving classroom begins with a well-trained, inspired teacher. When teachers feel empowered, lessons become lively, students stay engaged, and learning outcomes rise. Our research center on three programs: competency-based learning, competency-based assessment, and project-based learning. Under competency-based learning and assessment, we bring teachers together and train them in dynamic, collaborative sessions. They share deep insights into competency-based education and engage deeply with one another, sharing classroom experiences, often discussing challenges, exchanging innovative strategies, and co-creating resources that help students gain practical skills and attitudes for real-world success. Learning doesn't stop when the sessions end. This ongoing culture of peer support deepens their collective understanding of competency-based education and inspires creative new ways to teach and assess. Teachers develop new competency-based materials. The Sri Aurobindo Society team provides continuous guidance and support, helping them refine their work to the highest standard. This collective effort feeds directly into the KB resource pool, which is a shared repository of lesson plans, project works, and assessment items. We are helping KBS build a sustainable in-house capacity for innovation, ensuring the system can continuously evolve, driven by the collective expertise of its own skilled educators. But the true measure of this transformation is best heard from the teachers themselves. So the activities which were really enjoys them. And the questions which were there were very important. Our project-based learning initiative focuses on building foundational competencies in young learners of grades 1 to 5. Through a two-day workshop, teachers are trained to weave experiential tasks from project booklets into daily lessons, turning classrooms into spaces of exploration and curiosity for young learners. And the result is a classroom buzzing with curiosity and collaboration. Teachers also learn to set these activities using standardized rubrics and report the outcomes of the previous dashboard, which generates clear learner-level progress reports. This supports teachers to track progress effectively while nurturing curiosity and guiding young learners on meaningful learning journeys. Together, we organize society and Keynote Vidyalaya are building a new future for education. One where teachers are continuously strengthened through training, development, and support.
तो आ रहा है ना वो उसके बाद So this was about our collaboration with knowledge partners. Now, in recent years, the training division has taken a new initiative, documenting, recognizing, and sharing the best practices of our teachers. All these publications are available on KVS website, and you all are requested to go through them to gain a glimpse of the rich innovations contributed by our talented teachers. We can have a look on it. KISLE, a documentation of purposive pedagogical practices undertaken in KVS under Foundation Literacy and Numeracy Program. Navanmesh, next. A compendium of innovative practices in teaching methodology, setting new trends in training, and capturing the learnings from 50 hours of CPD. Next is Purposive Pedagogical Practices, Volume 3, dedicated to CWSN, highlighting our efforts towards promoting inclusion in schools, implementing project inclusion of Sri Aurobindo Society. Next, Pustakayan. This publication is about a celebration of the excellent work of our librarians. KVS libraries evolving as a dynamic learning hubs and librarians emerging as change makers by fostering curiosity, creativity, and a strong reading culture. And also with the support of our potential resource pool of teachers, we have developed a range of teacher support material. Among these, a training manual for foundation literacy is there. This has already been utilized by many regions, and others are also encouraged to do the same. In addition, we have created 2 workbooks. Madam has just mentioned about these. These are for phonics learning in classes 1 and 2, again developed by our dedicated resource pool of teachers. Thank you. And now after this, may I request our Honorable Commissioner Madam Prachi Pandey to address us, because it is not every day that we get this opportunity to connect with Madam and get her innovative ideas. So ma'am, we all are pleased that you are here. And we also want you to do the honor of launching this T&D week, as you have just listened about it, that this is a kind of recognition and celebration of the best practices that our teachers are already doing, and they are part of actually training and capacity building programs of KVS. Ma'am, please do the honors.
Thank you. So I
First of all, it is a virtual launch. So the first question that I can ask before doing any greeting is, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you. Good afternoon and namaskar to everybody. To all our, respected officers who are there at KVS headquarters, my colleagues who are there, Chandana ji is there, and I think I can see ADC admin, Dipesh is there, Mr. Gulia, Mr. Goyal, JC, and Somit, and Pallavi. I think all are there. Our principals, who are also there, who have joined us virtually. And of course, from all our regional offices, our ROs, DCs, and to all our very passionate and dedicated teachers who are there, a very warm welcome. It's really a privilege to address you. This is my first such address after taking on the additional charge of KVS Commissioner. I have not had a chance to meet many of you who are in our schools and who are in our regional offices. So I really welcome this opportunity, and especially because it is for such a very important part of education, which is basically, this is the Training and Development Week 2025. And as its theme, of course, is empowering teachers, enriching classrooms. So there can be nothing more important than this. And that is why I just want to say that it's a real privilege to actually join you for this occasion. Training is something which many times is taken as a formality, as something which we talk about a lot. So I want to once again reiterate that it is not just a slogan. It is actually something we have to do. We have to take very seriously. It is a call for actually doing something. It's not just another wing in our departments, in our schools, somebody responsible for it. And together with the theme that is there, of capacity building that is there, we have to realize that the backbone of our organization is the teacher, all our teachers who are there. And without them being actually empowered, without them being supported, and without them gaining the kind of skills. So you see, training itself has a very important component, which is of upskilling. Many of us have joined the organization as a teacher many years ago, but a teacher has to change, has to has to modify, has to upskill themselves with the changing times, because your children are a different generation. You cannot teach them the way that you were taught. So training becomes very critical, because it not only upskills you, but then the second part of it, it's not just training, but it's also development. So it is development of you as a teacher. It is how you will mature and how you will gain experience through the experience of others as well. We also realize that today's times are changing. There are a number of factors which, I would say that they are changing in terms of subject and content. Obviously, technology or innovation has always been there. There was a time when calculators came into the classroom, or there was a time when actually books. We have an education, we have a Guru Shishya Parampara, which relied on Shruti. So that was only by listening to the teacher or to the Guru. We have had books, we've had computers, we've had calculators. So there is always some innovation, some technology which is coming in. Today's there is another advent, the kind of technology that is there. I think Mr. Goyal has already spoken about AI and other things which are coming. So, like I said, there are always factors which are changing, which are which are coming as challenges to us. So
With that, you also have to modify, you have to change yourselves. Given all these things, the pressures on the teachers are also quite a bit. You are mentors and guides to our children. But most important, you are also, you are impacting their careers, you are impacting their future life, you are impacting how they are going to go out into the world, which means that it's very important that you are able to equip them academically, physically, mentally, emotionally. For you to equip them in all these four things, you yourselves have to be developed in all four of those aspects. With that in mind, of course, I have to refer to the National Education Policy 2020, which has talked a lot about a very transformative vision of education. I saw the videos that have been played just now. I was very happy to see a number of children who are smiling and laughing, even in the younger stages. We do need to make education more joyful, inclusive, competency-based, and future-ready. All these are very critical. How you impact the children is very critical, but then we also introduce a very important element, that our children actually need to be transferred the knowledge and they should be able to exhibit it, which means what? It means that they should be able to show their skills in assessments. We have recently had the results of the Parak assessment, which are there. We also have the board exams, which are there every year. And I feel that Kendriya Vidyalaya is one of the premier institutions in the country, and we are keeping our targets very low. So what is reported to me is every year that 99% of the children have either passed the board exam. And Chandana, please, I would request you, in case I am mistaken, please do correct me. But that is what the statistic refers to. That 99% figure that we are talking about is basically how many children are passing the examination. And, that's not good enough. We really, passing cannot be our benchmark or standard. It has to be that every child from who is coming out of Kendriya Vidyalaya is coming out with a very high mark, benchmark, or whatever it is. It may be in future, I don't know what it is going to be, but we cannot. As on date, our median scores are not good enough. I will not go further into that, but that is, and I think that is also because we are not actually going beyond these benchmarks. We are being very satisfied with these low benchmarks. If any of you had actually, if you had seen, and maybe you will recall also, Pariksha Pe Charcha 2025. So the Honorable Prime Minister had actually engaged with one of the students about benchmark and target setting. And he had complimented her that she had set a benchmark which was challenging, but not impossible to achieve. And I would like to give this duty, this responsibility, this homework to our additional commissioner academics today, that we must set benchmarks for our teachers, that our children are doing well. Because ultimately the success of any teacher is how her children are doing. Her success or his success, for that matter. I think Additional Commissioner Madam would also recall the discussions that we have had, which are about Parak, which are for lower classes, class 3, 5 and 8, or 5 and 9?
Class 3, 6, 9.
3, 6, 9. So they are for 3, 6 and 9. And I think particularly for class 3, some of the averages that we found, our Parak scores were lower than the rest of the country. Am I correct?
Yes.
So this is something which is for the foundational stage, and I'm very happy to that extent that this training week is actually concentrating on FLN. It should not, of course, be at the cost of others, but yes, we do need to focus on the foundational stage because that will build the capacities of children as they grow older. And you know that a number of policies, like for instance, the detention policy, etc., are bad. We need, if the detention or policy is going to impact our schools, then let me be very frank. It is a failure of the teachers. It is not of the children, because there is no child who would be unable to get that kind of, achieve those kind of learning outcomes without the proper, no child would fail if they had the proper inputs from their teachers. So I am giving this as the second task, which is why I am putting so much stress on the training and capacity development of our teachers. Despite this policy coming into play, I do not want to see any failure of the children. It will be a reflection of the teachers that they are not putting in the kind of efforts that are required. So the training must concentrate on this. It is the duty and responsibility of our teachers as gurus, as mentors, as guides for their children. And for that, like I said, the world is changing. CBSE is changing its pattern. NCERT has brought in new textbooks. And I hope that the sessions that you have, the training sessions that you have on the lesson plans that you are going to be developing will be based on the new textbooks, the new NCERT textbooks, will be based on the kind of competency-based questions and assessments that are expected from you from CBSE. With this in mind, I also want to inquire, and like I said, you will have to pardon my ignorance. Has KVS taken part in the SAFAL assessment that was done by CBSE?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I would request ADC ACAD to please also correlate the kind of results which have come from SAFAL with those of Parak. These are very critical, and you would think that why am I talking about all this? Because prior to any training, what we actually need is a training needs analysis. And I hope that this training and development week has been based on such a training needs analysis, because the SAFAL and the Parak indicate areas where we need to improve. And therefore, those are the areas where we need to also have training, and that is what should be addressed. What I understand is that this week you would, of course, it is at the school, regional, zonal, and national level, and capacities in foundational literacy and numeracy, competency-based education, and classroom management are going to be strengthened. You would also be learning about tools. You would be equipped with tools for inclusive and technology-enabled teaching. During the Honorable President's address on 5th of September, Madam made a very, very pertinent statement. She said that while we have smart classrooms, we have digital enabled classrooms, we have smart devices, we have everything, but what we need are smart teachers. And I think that this is a very important statement. Technology cannot be used to replace your work. Technology anyway cannot replace a teacher. There is no doubt about that. But the teacher also has to ensure that she or he do not use technology in a routine manner. You have to be smart about it. You have to use technology where it will make you more effective. So I have seen a number of teacher assistants, AI-enabled teacher assistants. Now, the lesson plans that they are generating are, shall I say, they are routine. They are definitely not as good as a lesson plan which a teacher will make with the kind of love. And I stress on that. You have to, you love your profession, you love the children and students who are there, and that is why you come up with the kind of creative lesson plans that you can. No AI can generate a plan. They can generate a plan. AI can generate a plan which is the foundation, maybe the basis of what you can build upon. It can support you with more questions. It can support you with more activities. But you are the king. You are the most important person for not just making, refining, fine-tuning that lesson plan, but for actually implementing it in your classroom. So you have to be smart about it. If you feel that the lesson plan which is being generated by technology, it's good, well and good. But then how do you implement it? AI is not going to implement it in your classroom. If the lesson plan is not very creative, or it is not addressing your students, because you know your students, AI has generated a plan for any student across the country, across the world. Actually, you know the children in your classroom, you know the kind of differences that are there. Maybe your classroom is a very homogeneous classroom. It is okay, it is a classroom where almost all the children are at the same level. You are lucky. But there will be classrooms where there are very big differences between the children who are there. So again, like I said, smart teacher. So how you refine that plan and how you actually implement it, and you make sure that it is a lesson plan for every single one of your children. AI is very good in generating, maybe in helping you to decide, for certain group of children, what kind of assessments or what kind of additional resources are required. Please, when you have the sessions on technology-enabled teaching, push those to the limit. See how it can make you more effective. But don't try to take shortcuts. Why I expounded on this area was, my point is very simple. Do not take shortcuts. You are playing with the future of our next generation, of our next nation builders. It is a very critical responsibility that has been given to all teachers. It is something which will impact tomorrow, which will impact not just the child as an individual, but also our nation. With this in mind, I think I'll go on to the next part, which is about the integration of arts, sports, and experiential learning. I think experiential learning, there's just no way that you can reduce its importance. Experiential learning, anybody who learns by doing, who learns by experiencing something, they will remember it for their life. So I think that is a very critical transformation which has come with NEP 2020. Arts and sports are also something equally important, because that is actually how human beings are born. All human beings, all civilizations, they have their first, outlet or creative outlet is not about just building machines, but it is about building our communities around us, and arts, music, singing, dancing. These are what bring us together. And I think it's very important. These are our institutional memories, and they should be used for any teaching that is there. They not only connect us with one another in the classroom, but art, music, sports connect us with our previous generations and our generations to come. So these are things which have to be part of our educational system. We cannot, it's something which is just a part of being human and part of being any culture or country or anything that is there. So I'm very glad that this is being stressed upon. Peer learning, mentoring, reflective practices, these are all pedagogies which will of course be important. I would also like to just take this time to also talk a little bit about the situation that we are in. As you know, there have been calls to action from our Honorable Prime Minister, even during his address before on the eve of Teachers' Day to all the teachers. He talked about how we should integrate a sense of self-reliance, a sense of pride in our culture. Rootedness in Indian culture is something which is a part of our NCF, FS, SE, and of course it is derived from NEP 2020. Atmanirbhar Bharat. These are all issues which are very crucial to our well-being and also to a sense of our mental well-being. We have also incorporated, vocational education, skill education into our curriculum, into our textbooks, into our subjects and courses. But I think it's very important that you also utilize some of the additional resources that are being provided by NCERT. For instance, we had a special module on Operation Sindoor or India as a rising space power. These are all available on e-Pustakalay. They are also, hard copies are also available for sale that on NCERT's site. But they are all available electronically. The point is that they all help us to build pride in ourselves, in our younger generation. And this also, because they link up to certain subject course curriculum as well. So when we have India as a rising space power, it's not just about, somebody else doing something. It's about the science that we have. So this is all a part of the experiential learning also that we have, and linking it to topics of contemporary relevance. Nothing makes sense to children unless you can actually bring it into their lives. So these are all things, you have to inspire them. You have to inspire them with Captain Shukla's, trip, his journey to the International Space Station. That is how children are inspired. That is how they get motivated to learn more about space. These are all things. We have a number of women who have led the missile program of India. There is a special module on that as well, Nari Shakti Vandan. That is how you will inspire our girls to take up STEM careers as well. So these are things which are integrated, they are multidisciplinary, and this training and development week is a chance for our teachers to actually integrate all of these things, arts, sports. Integrating arts is not just about integrating arts with some different parts of the country, but it's about integrating into the psyche of our children. I understand that this week is also aligned with the Samriddhi program of NCERT, which is of course linked to the national level platform under Kala Utsav that showcases art integrated teaching methodologies. Please, these are all pedagogies, and I would encourage all our teachers to make use of this, because this is also something which helps us to ensure that our academic calendar remains undisturbed, but pedagogical practices are enriched. We will be having, there are lots of things, capacity building workshops, showcasing of lesson plans and research that is there. There'll be competitions, there'll be presentations. So there are a number of ways that they are doing this. What is most important is that this is a sort of a cross-pollination. It's a sharing of teachers from across the country with their different and varied experiences. We cannot have, one person cannot have all the experiences in the world, and one person cannot have all the innovative practices. So there's a lot that can be said about sharing our best practices from one person to another. So this kind of an exchange of ideas about art, about technology integrated projects, inclusive education models and best practices, it is very good. What I will request is that let's try and pick uniqueness. I know that a number of people may come up with similar ideas. Obviously, that is but natural. But let's try and get maximum number of unique ideas, innovations that are there. One thing which I noticed during the presentations is, I think when Madam Ritu Pallavi, she had made that, there was a short presentation which was there. It was about the handbooks and other resource material that has been developed by the KVS training division. One thing that I have found is that people come up with a number of ideas and with a lot of material. But after, such a week or such an event is over, we go back and we forget about it. Scalability and sustainability. These are two things which I feel are very critical. Scalability means that whatever are the good ideas, academic division has to ensure that they are scaled across the country. So I would like to know that those handbooks which have been developed, I think they were the phonetic based worksheets, how many teachers are actually using them? Is there a process to actually see? It's not enough that we develop them. It is more important that they reach each and every teacher, and then the teacher uses them, because we don't know what is happening in the classrooms. So you must check that. So scalability is the first thing. Sustainability. Now the sustainability aspect is that development of such worksheets cannot be individual centric. Now I have developed this year. This year I make everybody do it, and then the next year we forget about it. There is a lack of, and then somebody else comes, somebody else develops another worksheet. We don't need to keep on reinventing the wheel. If something has been developed, it should be used, and it should be its success. If it is an effective resource, then it should be used repeatedly. We do not need to replace it with something else that somebody else develops. Then something else somebody else develops, which is more or less the same thing. So we can have a resource database. I'm not saying that you should not keep on developing such things. You should develop these things. Maybe that will help to provide a good resource database or a resource library for the teachers. They can pick and choose. But make sure that these resources are freely available to the teachers and that they are using. This is a very big responsibility that, again, I will ask training division to ensure that the resources that they are creating are being used by everybody. One other aspect that I saw was, and I think you would also be hearing about it, is the fact that in the foundational years, we have been stressing that mother tongue based education is very critical. And definitely, mother tongue based education has been proven to show that learning outcomes improve. Now, Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan is an organization which is spread across the country. And given our recruitment patterns, we also get people from different parts of the country who speak different languages. But it is not necessary that that language is the same as the language which is spoken. And I am only talking about the foundational stages about in those classes. So the children may be speaking. What I would encourage training division to overcome this kind of thing is to develop resources in different languages as well. So even if a teacher is perhaps unable to speak the language, which is the of that particular state or something, but if they have resources, then at least they can provide those to the children. Children can use those resources at home to, to strengthen their knowledge and education. But I think multilingual resources are something which we should start encouraging. And I know that we don't always have it, but a step in that direction would certainly help. It will also help for the teacher to connect with their students. At present, NCERT has developed, I think, about 120 primers in different languages, which are basically a bridge. You are not expected to teach in those languages, but it is more to ensure that the children have some resources accessible resources. And the second thing is that you will be able to connect with children if maybe you know a few words of their language. It's just a relationship building. But certainly resources in different languages that are there would be helpful. I know that different languages are being taught from from the higher classes. I think Sanskrit is one of the main ones. But this is different from teaching a language as a subject. Multilingual resources will help. Mother tongue based education does help. And I think this is something which we can encourage by providing resources that are there. I think the training, like I said, is important. We place a lot of importance, whether at the headquarters level or at the ministry level. The teachers themselves must also place a lot of importance on this. It is not a task for you to complete that 50 hours of CPD have been given. So let me quickly finish 50 hours. It's actually something which really helps you. And I think at the end of the year, whenever you look at it, we should make training into an exercise where teachers, officers, officials are able to identify areas where they feel that they need to improve. And every workshop that is there, every strategy or every kind of experience sharing that's going to be there should be listened to carefully. These are things which you cannot replicate, which are there in person, and they will only add to your skills, to your capacities as an educator. So these training exercises are really just about improving you as a teacher. And we need to look at all of, I would not call any of the issues that arise as challenges. They are all opportunities for us. And I think our KV teachers are more than well equipped to actually make the best optimum use of these opportunities. I would once again say that, and I would encourage that teachers, you must innovate. You must be bold, try new ideas, small experiments that you can do, especially where the stress of assessment and marks is not there. Definitely you can lead, you can make a big change, and your classrooms, each one of you should actually try to have a best practice to showcase and show how you are innovative. Your own classrooms are, I think, the best places. Your students sometimes are even, are excellent teachers. And again, coming back to the point that every classroom is very heterogeneous. Every classroom, every child is unique, which is why the level of the children may be different. And as teachers, you have responsibilities for identifying those. Gone are the days when we used to just concentrate on, the front row and dismiss the back benchers and say, "Arey, wo to back benchers hai." No, every classroom it's just not the front benchers who have to be looked at, because like I said, every child has innate talent, and it is really up to the teacher to bring out that talent. There is no question about that. Every child is already a success. The day they enter school, they are 100%ers. It is only we who bring them down. So we must ensure that we look at every child as unique. What are their needs? What are their requirements? They will be different. There is no doubt about that. So you will have to look at those children and definitely use technology to identify what are their requirements. That is something. And also the kind of things which you can support them with. So with that, I am, I can say with great confidence that this is going to be one more step. And like I said, one more step to making every Kendriya Vidyalaya one of the best schools in the country. They are already PM Shri schools. There is no doubt that as a whole, the Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan, these schools are, the top schools in the country. But our endeavor should be that every single school stands out on its own, whether it is in terms of their children, their students, their teachers, their headmasters, principals. All of you must be the best, and you should aspire to that kind of thing. So let's take this training and development week very seriously. Let's celebrate it. It's not a stressful thing. It is something where we should have pride in, that we are going to make KVS one of the best. And there's a certain purpose behind it. Let us accept that purpose, that responsibility that is there. And we must remember that at the end of the day, these students are our future. They are India's, they are Bharat's future. And we must ensure that these students take Bharat to greater heights. So I congratulate each one of you. I'm so, it's a matter of pride for me to be associated with this at any level. I'm really happy to be here. And I hope that this training and development week is successful in igniting new ideas, new collaborations, and new hopes for the future. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the insightful words. You are a true leader and an institution in yourself. And the kind of guidance and suggestions you have given are not only enlightening, but also grounded and practical. And as across the KVS, all administrators, leaders, and teachers are here. So I think your words are well taken, and we'll go ahead with these suggestions. Thank you, ma'am. And again, I would request that in your presence, we will launch this TND week formally. So please, ma'am, push a button. And we'll do the formality. And we can say that Training and Development Week Training and Development Week of KVS is being launched in presence of Ms. Prachi Pandey, IA and AS Joint Secretary, Dorsal MOE, Vice Chairperson, and Commissioner KVS. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for doing honors. And I now request our JC Pers, Mr. Somit Srivastav, to extend a formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, Madam Ritu, for giving me this privilege of extending vote of thanks to our Honorable Commissioner, Madam. I begin by expressing my deep sense of gratitude to Madam Prachi Pandey, our Honorable Commissioner and Joint Secretary Dossal, for evincing such keen interest in KVS affairs. I also thank her for very insightful deliberation on various aspects of NEP, and in fact, holding all of us here in the headquarters and also in our field offices, all officers is spellbound to her deliberations. In fact, we were wondering as to how Madam knows so deeply about NEP and so deeply about the affairs of Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. Although her association has been very recent because the previous commissioner left recently and now she is holding the additional charge of KVS. But the depth and the area that she covered in KVS affairs is so profound, and in fact, we are deeply touched and we are beholden to her interaction. And I hope that field officers must have taken note of her concern. And in fact, we would like to inform Madam Prachi that we do have a quality metrics in our CBSE results, and this matrix is called performance index. So besides quantitative target, we also give to our schools qualitative target. And in fact, last year, 75 was the target given to schools as performance index. Although we missed the target, but of course, in coming academic session, we will strive very hard to reach very close to the qualitative target as well. Now, at the same time, I thank all our officers from the headquarters, the two additional commissioners, ADC Admin and ADC Acad, my fellow joint commissioners, JC Finance, JC Training, and other deputy commissioners, DC Acad, 2 DC Acad, Madam Ritu, and all people from training divisions for launching this training and development week. I hope the momentum has been set, and now field officers and all teachers, they will truly make this week an occasion to improve the individual capacities of teachers, and that would in fact be very helpful in discharging their duties as a teachers. You rightly said, Madam, teacher. In fact, we were always told that a good teacher is a good student, and a good student is a good teacher, because teaching is the best form of learning. So a good student is always a good teacher, and a good teacher is always a good student. So once again, we thank you, Madam, for your time and your and the interest that you have shown in KVS affair. Thank you, Madam, once again. I thank all field officers also for their time and attention. Thank you once again to one and all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.